told him. Okay, I've just been notified you're recording the meeting. I'm not happy with that, so I'm leaving.
All right, great. See you later.
Yeah. This pixelates horribly, eh?
Yeah, it's okay. Don't stress about it. All right, cool.
Sorry, before you start, Sage, give me 1 second. I just want to try something. Oh, no, that's way too bright, eh? Just thought maybe the additional light would give it, make it pixelate less. I need to play with it. I'll go play with it off when we're not recording.
Have a look at your high definition settings and stuff on your camera. If you go to video,
No,
if you go to video and you go look at the settings, you can change the ratios and the stuff.
Okay, so it's not just the light. It might also be the settings of my.
Yeah, you can also change the tone of the video and things. We change the sharpness, all kinds of things. Just check that out. You'll figure out there.
I'm going to show you this quickly while you're on a camera here, where I can show you. Check what I bought myself at the general store on the weekend. It's a little desk stand.
Yes, how does it work? I saw them.
It's $60. It works lekker. It's really nice. So like I can put it on a call and my hands are free, and I can be doing maybe a WhatsApp call or a Zoom call or whatever, which is a good thing for me in terms of the therapy, because I can put the phone on. If somebody says, I don't have access to Zoom, but I want therapy, I can WhatsApp call them and I can be on WhatsApp for 45 minutes with them, but I can still take notes as a therapist.
Right.
And as a counselor.
And you can also film yourself from Zoom while you talk to them.
Correct.
So you've got your answers. All right.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So motivating your team.
100%.
All right, let's get cracking. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the post-COVID program. I've got Alan with me here today. Alan is an addiction recovery coach and an HR professional. And my name is Sage Burger. I'm a self-improvement coach and a trainer and a speaker. And what we're going to be talking to you guys about today is keeping your team motivated, and in the times that we are living at the moment, especially here in South Africa with all of the looting and the vandalism and all the riots that's happening, keeping your staff motivated is probably one of the biggest problems that we have in our companies. And Alan, I'm going to discuss that just a little bit to show you guys how we can help you with the post-COVID program. Al, what can you tell us about what's happening in the country at the moment?
Well, absolutely. Thanks, Morning Sage, and thanks for having me on again. And it's wonderful to collaborate with you. Now, the one thing that one's got to bear in mind, managers at the best of times, obviously a big part of being a manager, particularly in things like sales and creative teams, is keeping your people motivated. Now, the motivation part there is about your job. So it's keeping them motivated to do their job. And at the moment, what's happening is we're seeing unrest in our country. We're seeing viruses, this COVID virus that we all thought would be a 5-week stint in the beginning of 2020. And, here we are more than a year and a half later. And it's still here. And it appears that it may be around for a little while longer. There's some light at the end of the tunnel, but this causes a lot of stress on your employees. Both the virus situation as well as the situation with unrest in our own country. Political unrest of any sort, it does cause them concern. And so now they're worrying about safety and well-being of their families instead of focusing on what they need to be achieving for the company. And let's face it, they're not just facing the mental challenges, they're also facing the logistical and practical challenges.
Right.
With this is a very good example. Instead of us sitting around a desk together, face to face, because of the virus, I'm sitting in my house and you're sitting in yours. And many teams are functioning like this, with fragmented teams and all those kind of pressures, which suddenly you've got a manager who's not equipped to handle all of those, who's saying, hey, you know what, I know how to keep them motivated in terms of sales and meeting targets, but how do I keep them overcoming these challenges? And he or she just bear in mind, Sage, is also a person, and they also live in South Africa. And they're also aware that there are people dying left, right, and center because of this current wave of the virus. And they're also aware of the political violence and so on that's going on in the country. So they've got their own stresses, their own worries, and at the same time are trying to keep the team motivated.
Right. Right. And what do you think we can do in our businesses in these times to increase the motivation and the morale of teams, business
Um,
teams specifically?
Yeah, look, you know what, Sage? Look, I'll give you a very simple, practical example of the kind of therapies that we can offer, and this is just a simple little one that we can offer. There's much better stuff, but a simple one is, when I'm feeling down, I sit down, or when I'm feeling stressed, I sit down and I make a list of what have I got on hand that's good. What things are good in my life right now? What positives do I have going for me? So, for instance, I'm selling, um, and I've got a target to reach. How do I keep myself motivated? Well, instead of letting these things overwhelm me, I say, hang on, where is the opportunity in it? What do I have going for me? Well, I still have internet. The internet's not down, the electricity is not down. Maybe we mustn't say that too loudly, but the internet's not down, the electricity is not down. I've still got my health. I'm still able to talk.
Right.
People are willing to connect. And in fact, people sometimes that are busy, that aren't in their office, are actually in their office or at home online because they can't move around so freely. So I can actually find 10 minutes of their time to tell them about my product. So that's just a part of it is counting what I've got and saying, this is what I've got on hand to fight the battle. And then, I think my biblical background comes in, my pastor background. There was a little boy. They tell you the story about the little shepherd boy who fought the giant. And how did he fight the giant? He went to the water and he found the stones. And so this is about finding the little stone that we've got in our arsenal and the little sling that we got in our arsenal to say, well, we're facing a giant, but well, I've got the stone and I've got my sling and I've got my faith. Well, that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to use. And that's part of motivating the people, is reminding them that, yes, there's lots of pressures, lots of obstacles, but there's lots of opportunities. And it's
Exactly.
helping them to focus on and use their minds creatively to find the solutions. How would you see it, Sage, from a
Well,
life?
you make a really good point there with the list that you make. I do something super similar to that, and this is what I would encourage any management to do at the moment with their staff. I would, if I was a executive or a management or a leadership level within a company now, I would have a motivation call every single morning with my staff members. I'll make it 5 to 10 minutes long, and on that call, I will get on there and I will give them some vision, and I will help them to understand that we are here to support them. And I did it this morning actually, and I helped them just to understand that, listen, through all of these things, that you guys can't leave your homes, you can't work today, and I get it, and all those things, but I just help them to keep the morale up by showing leadership in that moment. But the number one thing that I think that will help you with motivation during all of this chaos that's going on at the moment is gratitude. If you can make a list of 3 to 5 things that you truly feel grateful for, no matter how bad things look or how bad things feel, the moment when you go through that list and you read those things and you truly feel the feeling of gratitude, it naturally uplifts your spirits, and it also naturally gives you a motivation to move forward. And that's a practice that I do every single morning. It's my 5 minutes of gratitude. And in the 5 minutes of gratitude, I literally take 5 minutes and I write down, what am I grateful for today? I woke up. That's always the first one. I woke up this morning. I can be grateful for that. My entire family also woke up, so I can be grateful for that. And then from there, I can work my way into a position where I start the day off in a position of gratitude instead of a position of fear or anxiety or depression. And if you do that every single day, if you are a manager and a leader and you do that with your team, you help them to do that. And if you as an individual or even an employee wants to help yourself, you can literally every morning take 5 minutes and dedicate that to gratitude. Get your mindset onto the gratitude train, and from there it can only go up. It can't go down.
Absolutely. You know what, Sage? I think you can even take that to the next level. You know, solutions. One person finding a solution. Say, here I am, Mr. Manager. I'm on my own. I'm on my Todd. But a group can find a much better solution. And
Right.
I think that's why, as a manager, I would say, and I love that idea that you came up with, a list of gratitude. You know, you could do a motivational call with your team, and let each of them have an opportunity to list one thing that they're grateful for that morning, and then to list one strategy they've deployed in the last day to overcome the current obstacles. Now, if you've got a team of five,
Yes.
that's five
100%.
suggestions that go out to everybody. And the other thing is, it's the psychological aspect of people finding their own solutions. People like to have found the solution. Now they're all part of the solution. And you as a manager are able to then harness your team
Yes.
and jot those down, add your own one in, and then recap and say, guys, well, here's 6 reasons. I got a team of 5. I'm the manager. I got 6 of us. So, guys, here's 6 reasons or things that we are grateful for this morning. And we need to remind ourselves. And here are 6 things that we've overcome in the last 24 hours, so we can actually beat this thing. We can actually keep our target on track. And why? Because we need to be where we need to be when this virus is gone and the political violence unsettles. We need to be in a position that is a strong position and not way behind on our target, but actually pushing towards and having gained momentum, even wheels spinning, building up speed, building up traction, so that when we're allowed to go normal sales and normal team function, we've got traction, and our wheels are going to pull us forward and rocket us to where we need to be, because that's
Exactly.
going to be the pressure on all teams, Sage. You know, when all these challenges are out the way, and shareholders say, why are you not achieving? We're not going to have any excuses anymore. So what we've built in this time is going to stand us in good stead there, because we're going to be able to say, well, while this was on, this is what we did. You know, I didn't, as a team leader, just sit at home and say, oh goodness, you know, let's hope it all goes better. You know, I actually did something. I got people in who could help me to motivate my team, who could run programs with my team, so that
Exactly.
my team were achieving as much as possible from their homes. And then when we come out of this, they'll be able to just start building and building and building. And now some of them are already in a situation, some of the companies are in a situation where you're motivating a team and they're in your office, they're not necessarily at home. You know, some people have opted to stay at the office, but whether they're face to face or remote, yeah, this can be quite a strategy to build them. But obviously, having outside faces work with them, I think there's value to it, and that's obviously part of what motivated us to start the post-COVID program. It can help managers to keep their teams motivated.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for if you employee that's listening, or you CEO that's listening, or even any executive manager or leadership position in a company, doesn't really matter who you are. If you are looking for a tactic to help you and your team to move forward in these times, make a motivation call every single morning. I know it sounds very care berries and very hoo-ha-ish, but it's not about that. It is about making that motivation call, get your staff involved, help their mindsets to go to a place of gratitude. And then from there, you are in a power position. From there, you are in a position where you can move forward and you won't feel so paralyzed with everything that's going on. The second thing that you can do in terms of motivating your staff, and I say this because I've got a lot of clients that I'm doing executive coaching for individuals, and they're working for corporates, and the targets is in some cases being tripled, but they've got exactly the same resources. And what I have advised all of my coaching clients, I said to them, guys, you can't think that you need to do more with less. It's not do more with less, it's do more with the same. If you are a manager or a leader in your company and you've got a team that you are running, help your team to do more with the same. The moment when your staff start feeling that they must do more with less, they will become demotivated and ultimately they won't produce. And ultimately, this whole COVID era is going to run through your business and you're either going to go bust or very close to bust. So if you can make those motivation calls in the morning and you can get your staff to get to a place of gratitude and you can help them to do more with what they have, then suddenly you are in a winning race and not in a losing race. Now, I'll just give our viewers a little bit of insight on what the post-COVID program can do for them, specifically in terms of managing the motivation and the enthusiasm of their teams.
Well, what we can do is that we'll come in and partner with the manager or the individual, the company owner and the executive, and we'll come in and we'll partner with them and we'll align with them in terms of the strategy that they're looking to achieve. And they become a part of the process working with us. But we will then use various exercises, various strategies like the simple one we've just mentioned to keep the staff focused and keep them moving in a specific direction beyond the once a day conversation. I mean, the tip you've given now is brilliant, but there's so much more that one can deploy in terms of overcoming the obstacles and building the team and keeping the team focused and pushing in the right direction. And that's obviously where we come in, applying the therapies that we've used, applying the exercises that we've used. And it's simple exercises people sometimes just don't think of, but they're tested exercises, they're tried exercises. And it's getting people sometimes to just focus beyond the current circumstances. That's obviously what we would do, and we priced it right so that it's still got an appeal for companies, and then we would obviously come in and partner with them and then deploy these exercises to grow, just keep the team moving in the right direction.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So from my side, post-COVID program is proven, it's tried, it's tested, it's in real time tested as well. We've got literally case studies that I can show to anyone that wants to get involved, that can show them that what we do is not some magic or something like that. It's like 1 + 1 = 2. It's mathematical equations for all of these things. And what we want to do is come into your company and we want to come and help you to elevate your staff. We want to help you to support your staff. We want to help you to minimize your risk. And we also want to help you to increase your bottom line. And your free takeaway from today is do a motivational call with your staff every single day. Help them to start the day off from a point of gratitude. And then from there, you can start arrowheading into a positive situation. Allan, is there anything else that you want the viewers to know, or where can they find you on social media?
Okay, well, just just from this viewpoint, obviously they can go and view the detail of the post-COVID program on Facebook, either on your Facebook, on your YouTube page, or on mine. Which Allan Latta, Addiction Recovery Coach. They can go and view it on there, and I'm available then to assess them where they fit. They can click the link that we will provide below this video, which should allow them to make an inquiry, and obviously DM either of us directly, particularly if they have a substance problem. If they're part of a team and they're going to do it corporately, then it needs to fall under the post-COVID program because it's a well-structured program. However, if they want individual, they can contact me directly via my YouTube site. They'd be able to send me a message. I'm also on Instagram, on LinkedIn, on TikTok,
Awesome.
Facebook, and
Awesome.
WhatsApp. Yeah, WhatsApp. Yeah. Awesome.
Fantastic. Thanks, Alan. Guys, you can find me on Sage Burger Resources on all social media platforms. If you want to find out more about the post-COVID program, you can go to any platform and type in hashtag post-COVID program, all small caps, and that will bring up any post that's been put out regarding this program. And last but not least, if you have not subscribed to this channel, click the subscribe button, click the bell below, and get notified on our next tip for you in the post-COVID program. Alan, thank you for joining us today, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Sage.
Ciao.
Awesome. Thanks. Chat soon.